Roger Gallegos here, founder and owner of Beacon Marketing. I hope you're having a great day. So today I want to continue the theme of time management for November. I introduced this topic last week when I spoke about how you can save time by doing a little bit of homework and some background research when marketing your business. So for November, we're going to focus on how you can market your business more effectively and efficiently so you can save time during the busy holiday season. And the great thing about the tips that we're going to be sharing this month is you can use these all year round so you can become a lot faster and better at marketing your business and just see better results in the long run. So like I said, last week's video was on doing your homework, so make sure to check that out if you have not already seen it. This week's video, we're talking about strategizing and planning ahead. Now, you heard me talk about this. This was actually one of the tips in last week's video. I've talked about this before, but I wanted to really speak to it and how it helps you save time, not just the general concept, but how it could really help you save time. Because a lot of people don't understand how spending a little bit of time, doing a little bit of sweat equity up front can make things easier as you go along. So the whole idea behind creating a strategy and planning ahead, besides just making sure all the pieces fit well together and you have a good idea of what you're doing, is it just makes it easier to follow that path. Because as you do this, like for me, I kind of see this as, and this is like why I named the company Beacon and why I see it as you're going on a journey, because it's kind of like planning a road trip. And that's why I always say strategizing is like a roadmap. So you strategize and you come up with a plan. You're saying we're hitting these stops. Here are our mile markers that we want to hit. So you follow the roadmap and it becomes a lot easier. So when I thought of this time management theme for November, I came with the ideas for the content like that. Boom, boom. The outlines I created were just so simple. So you want to be able to have that same effect, because it just makes the process of creating the content, developing the messaging so much easier, because you have an idea in your head of what you're trying to do. So here is how we can, or how I suggest you can begin to start thinking ahead. First and foremost, make sure you understand the needs of your business and what you need to accomplish with your marketing efforts. So this is all about, in other words, this is all about how can you reach your goals. Understand your goals and how can you reach them. This is another thing I've spoken about, but I speak about it numerous times in different ways because it is so important. How it relates to time management is, if you know where you're going, if you understand the goals that you're going for and how to reach them, then the tasks that you need to accomplish become that much easier. You don't have to think about them for much. You don't have to really say, what do we need to do for this? It just becomes easier, because if you're trying to accomplish task A or accomplish goal X, you know what you have to do to finish that, to reach that goal. So it just becomes a lot easier, and you don't have to waste time coming up with ideas, because you already know what needs to be done. So make sure you understand where you're going and the needs of your business and what you need to accomplish to get there. If you understand that, if you just take some time, then all the content creation, all this other stuff becomes so much easier. The next thing is understand your target audience, their needs, and how you plan to address them. This is huge, because it could become so easy to just start going off on a tangent and start thinking you knowing what people are talking about or what people need. But if you don't do your research, you could be hitting the mark completely. So you could be actually wasting time creating content that no one is really looking for. So what you really want to understand is, who is your target audience? This is, again, something we've spoken about before. Who is your target audience? What are their pain points? And how does your business address those pain points? So create that content that addresses that. So again, if you understand the goals of your business and you understand the needs of your audience, those things, you should be able to see a Venn diagram where in that middle part where they connect, where they overlap, you'll see that there's some content that can be filled in there. So you already know what you need to do. It's just a matter of applying your knowledge and your expertise and your experience in there and saying, hey, this is what we do and this is how we can help you. And it becomes so much easier when you look at it that way. The next thing, and I wrote a blog about this, so you could check it out on Beacon's blog, but it is create a marketing calendar. Now, what a marketing calendar is, continuing the theme of a roadmap, it's just a more detailed roadmap because you plan it out in a month and you say, this is what we need for the whole month. We're going to post these blogs on these days. These videos are going to be published on these days. We're going to put out this imaging, this messaging on these dates. So when you go through the calendar, you say, this needs to be done by this person. I need to do this, or we need this from X company. So when you have that planned out, it becomes a lot easier to plan your day and your weeks to meet those goals, because then you're not sitting down wasting time. It just becomes a matter of checking the calendar, understanding what needs to be done, and finish accomplishing it, and then moving on to the next business task. So create that marketing calendar. And again, I wrote a blog about this where I go in a little more detail on what you need to create a marketing calendar. So check that out on Beacon Marketing's blog. This the next tip, and I use this again. I used this previously in the previous video, is create outlines and use templates. And what I mean by that is when you're creating your content, when you're going through your calendar and you're developing the content, stop and say, this is the outline that we want to follow. These are the big major points that we want to hit, and these are the supporting themes or the supporting points that we want to use. That way, when you write about that, it's just real quick and easy. You just fill in the information, you expand upon that. When you're doing a video, write the bullet points of what you need. Like right now, you see me looking up because I have an outline right here of the stuff that I want to cover and talk to you guys about. So it makes things a lot easier when it comes to recording a video or producing a blog. You just know what you have to do. And how templates help that, if you have an outline that you really like using, create a template. So you just have to fire up that template and you don't have to type the stuff again. You just fill in the blanks. And again, it acts like a roadmap that becomes more detailed as you go on. The next thing is analyze what you've done before. And what I mean by that is look what's worked in the past. Take a minute and say, this information, people really like the information, so can we either repackage it, repurpose it, or expand upon it to address further needs? Because if it's really worked before, then maybe people are still want more information about that. So it's that idea of giving the people what they want and making sure you address their needs. So look in the past and see what's worked before, and don't be afraid to replicate some stuff or to reuse it if need be. Now, this last one's important. This next one, and this is the last tip, is determine where you may need help and create a plan to utilize or ask for it. Now, what I mean by this, now, you can say that, okay, great, Roger, you're a marketer, you're asking people for help, you're asking people to call you for help. Now, yeah, of course, I'm in this business to get new clients, but that's not the only way to get help. You could get help by delegating to people, by hiring someone new. Do not do the things that you should not be doing. Like, so for instance, I'm not a graphic designer, so I have someone else do my graphic design. I'm not a copy editor, so I have my wife copy edit my copy that I write. So find ways to get the help you need to do the things that you either can do, like I'm not a graphic designer, or shouldn't do. I'm not a copy editor. I would miss so much. I'm so lucky to have my wife to do my editing. So find ways you can get help and plan for it. And what I mean by plan for it is saying, hey, I need this blog posted by this date. So have enough time to have your copy editor edit it so it's not last minute, because if you try to do last minute, then that kind of defeats the purpose of planning ahead, which is the point of this video. So to recap, make sure you understand the needs of your business, understand your target audience, create a marketing calendar, create and use outlines and templates, analyze what you've done before, and ask for help when needed. If you do those things, developing content, creating messaging, marketing your business becomes a lot easier, a lot faster. You become working more efficiently, and everything becomes more effective. So if you have any questions about any of those things, as always, feel free to contact me, message me, do whatever you can. So there's that. The next video we're going to be doing is how we produce content. So strategies that we use to produce content, because we put out a video every week. We put out blogs every week. We put out a monthly newsletter. I'm looking how to do more of those. And there's a lot more things I'm looking to get into. And it's just me for the most part. I have my wife do some copy editing. I have an outside graphic design company that does my designs. But outside of that, I do a lot of this by myself. So I want to show you guys how I do that so you become more efficient. You're able to do the things that you need to do to promote and market your business. So content producing strategies next week. As always, send me any feedback, any questions, what you liked, what you didn't like. If you feel someone could benefit from this, please share the video. Beacon Marketing is on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Check out those other things. If you are not on our mailing list, please let me know so you can get our monthly newsletter and other important information that we put out. Every Friday, I go live on Facebook at 10 a.m. Mountain, where I share a bunch of good stuff that's going on with Beacon, about local events here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and other things that I feel you should know. Last, check out Beacon's blog. A lot of good stuff on there. All the written content on there is about how you can save time. So I'm really excited about the content I have there. So a lot of good things going on Beacon Marketing, and I want you guys to see as much of it as you can. And again, let me know what you guys need to know, and I promise you, I'll do my research and let you guys in on whatever knowledge I have. So that's it for me today. I'll see you guys next week, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.